So he started, like I said, he was doing these abominations, right? He's Ashtoreth, the goddess of the Zidonians, and after Milcom, the abomination of the Ammonites. Milcom, which is another, that's also another word for Milcom, is Molech, the child sacrifice god. So these women had persuaded King Solomon in his old age to build up altars to these false pagan deities, right? And this is where the sin lied. It wasn't that he had all the women, but it was because he went and started to setting up altars and doing all this wickedness in the eyes of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Verse 6, and Solomon did evil in the sight of Yahweh and went not fully after Yahweh as did David his father. So it reiterates that, hey, King David was never guilty of this. King David was a man of the Lord's heart, right? But King Solomon in his old age, he got weak for those women. Verse 7, then did Solomon build an high place for Chemosh, the abomination of Moab. So that's you can look that up too. That's a so-called Chinese, a god of one of the gods the Chinese used to worship, Chemosh, right? The abomination of Moab in the hill that is before Jerusalem, and for Molech, which is also Milcom, the abomination of the children of Ammon, which is that child sacrifice god deity. And likewise did he for all his strange wives, which burnt incense and sacrifice unto their gods. So that's the wickedness. He was actually burning the incense. He was actually participating in the rituals and learning the ways of the heathen. Let's get that real quick. You're not supposed to learn the ways of the heathen. All right, we have our own customs, our own history, our own doctrine, our own religion, and we're supposed to follow that, not the customs of the heathen. It says here, I'll start at 10 and 1, Jeremiah. Hear ye the word which Yahweh speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Right, so you're not supposed to learn the ways of the heathen. You're not supposed to learn the ways of the customs of these heathen nations who are outside of Israel. All right, that's why you're not supposed to be in modern Christianity. You shouldn't be, doing the rituals of Catholicism. That's all wickedness. That's not our true power. That when you're in a Catholic church, they're going to be celebrating Thanksgiving, Christmas, all these pagan holidays, and that's a testament of who they are. They're heathens. They celebrate their birthdays still. We don't have an account of the Israelites doing any of that in the scriptures. And why? Because we have our own high holy days. All right, you're not supposed to learn the way of the heathen. Okay. Dismayed. Let's get that word dismayed. It says to cause someone to feel consternation and distress. And then we read that, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Right, so just like with this solar eclipse that just passed, it's something that the other words for dismayed, similar words, appalled, horrified, shocked. They're shook up, confounded, surprised, frightened. You see, they're disturbed, disheartened, saddened, rattled. You see, so that's what it is. Like they were frightened because you had people saying, "Oh shoot, something's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen on the eclipse." But we know as the men of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, it's just an omen. It's just a sign of the end of this place. As you go into that thing that happened a couple of days ago, April 8th, 2024. What it was that pathway of that eclipse was marked an X on Babylon, symbolic for crossing it out, making an X, Xing it out. But anyway, you don't learn the ways of the heathen, and you don't be dismayed at the signs in the heavens. All right. So let's go to 1 Kings 11, and I'm at verse 9. And it says, And Yahweh was angry with Solomon because his heart was turned from the Most High of Israel, Yahweh, which had appeared unto him twice. So Yahweh appeared unto Yahweh, Solomon. And he still went off, all right? And that goes for the men in the truth these days too. We're not perfect in the flesh. There's men who have seen chariots, and there's men who I've witnessed this myself. I've seen men in the truth witness chariots with us, right alongside with us, and then they still fall out the truth. So that's, you know what I mean? That's that's just a fact, right? Verse 10, and had commanded him concerning this thing that he should not go after other gods, but he kept not that which Yahweh commanded, right? Because he got weak for those women. This is why you have to be firmly grounded in this truth and this knowledge, because let's say the Lord sends you a baddie and you're all into her and she's like the best thing since sliced bread, and then but she's wicked, and the more you get to know her, now she wants to do heathen things. Like she wants to go take you to the Christmas party. She wanted you to take you to the Christian church. She want to take you to Catholic church. She want to take you to her Baptist church. And you know what I'm saying? You start doing that after you've been in this truth and this knowledge. Well, then that's the Lord. You'd be doing evil and wickedness in the sight of Yahweh to do those things. Wherefore Yahweh said unto Solomon, for as much this is done of thee, and thou hast not kept my covenant and my statutes, which I have commanded thee, I will surely rend the kingdom from thee, and I will give it to thy servant. So, we know in prophecy, and this is exactly what happened. This was the beginning when, after King Solomon, it was the beginning of the northern and southern kingdom splitting, all right? You had the so-called, today they'd be the so-called Negro tribes, so-called black tribes, and the so-called Hispanic, Latin, and Native American tribes all split. And it was because of Solomon's sin. This is why the nation split, the kingdom split. There's two kingdoms. You got northern and southern kingdom. And it was because of Solomon's sin. For him, not because he was dealing with the heathen women, but because he was setting up altars. He was burning incense and sacrificing unto the other gods of the heathen. All right. So verse 12. Notwithstanding, in thy days I will not do it for David thy father's sake, but I will rend it out of the hand of thy son. Howbeit I will not rend away all the kingdom, but will give one tribe to thy son for thy son, for David my servant's sake, and for Jerusalem's sake, which I have chosen. Right. So that's what happened. Prophecy fulfilled. The northern kingdom and the southern kingdom had a split. And really, southern kingdom, they're collectively called the Jews. That was the tribe that Yahweh left, to what you call the southern kingdom. But collectively, it was actually Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. All right, those three tribes. So that was the sin. Like I said, I was gonna just do a quick hitter, but that's where the split began. And now today we're living in the time now where the tribes are coming back together, as in the days of old, as in the days of King David, right? Let me see if I can get that verse real quick.
Last warning. If you did not get your monthly spending allowance this week, pay close attention.
Stupid thing. All right, let me see. All right, let's get this, and I'll close out on this. It's Amos. Amos 9:11. And it says, in that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, meaning the church of David. And remember, when David was king, all 12 tribes were together. It says, in that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. Okay? So that's what you see happening today. That's the prophecy. You have northern and southern kingdom Israel prophets standing on their feet and you know, the being raised up as in the days of old. All right. And then I'm going to get another verse that comes to mind, because now that's why you have all the tribes. You don't have just Judah, Benjamin, and Levi out in the street corners teaching. You also have the northern kingdom tribes, which is, you know, Gad, Reuben, Issachar, Naphtali, you know, so on and so forth. Revelation 11, Manasseh, right? All the tribes are coming back as in the days of King David and as in the days of old. All right. So we go to Revelation 11, and let's see. And this is the two witnesses represents the prophets of the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, all the tribes coming together, right? It says, and I will give, Revelation 3:11, and I will give power unto my two witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth. These are the two olive trees and the two candlesticks standing before the Most High of the earth. And if any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth and devoureth their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must be in this manner be killed. And this is why Esau Edom hasn't, you know, gotten physical with us right now, because he knows the prophecy that he has to be killed if he puts his hands on the Lord's prophets, the two witnesses, the northern and southern kingdom prophets who are standing up on our feet, right, in these last days. Now let's jump to 11, Revelation 11:11. And after 3 days and a half, the Spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. All right. So this is those two witnesses standing on our feet, and people get fear because they just have a feeling, an eerie feeling. They see the prophets. Is, what does this mean? You know, and then they see who it is, right, on the streets. Like we're right in the street, so they see us and they're like, "What the heck is? We're all these?" They call us blacks and Mexicans and Hispanics, right? They say that what is going on here, right? Isaiah 20 and was it 30 and 20? It says, Isaiah 30 and 20, and though Yahweh give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers. Right, so that their eyes are seeing the teachers. The teachers of what? The teachers of this Bible, the true men of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. We're not removed into the corners anymore. We're coming up, the two witnesses, the northern and the southern kingdom. We're teaching, you know, right in front, right before their eyes, as it is prophesied. All right. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and close out. I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me the truth. Also, when acknowledge the Akyam, who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom to the elect.